Hey, new reviews today. I've got something a little bit different. Today we're going to be doing a little comparison, a little side by side. I've got two versions of the same character that we're going to be looking at. We've got Magic Square's MS-B46B Pit Lord and NewAge's number 27B Famine. So both versions of a Legend Scale Nemesis Prime. So did get these from the Chosen Prime. This one came out just recently. He's been out for a little bit, but I thought it'd be a good time to just kind of do a side-by-side. So, yeah. And primarily, we'll be taking a look at this guy. This is just a recolor of the Ultra Magnus mold, or Octavian, or if you got the blue version, Luculu of that Prime mold. So, and I've already done a review of him, so we'll just primarily focus on him and do a little comparison here. But we'll start with the box. The Magic Square. The artwork looks pretty good. Cool looking. It's pretty plain as the Magic Square boxes go. So, the logo there, not much to it. And all matte, of course, just like the toy. And glossy, just like this toy. So, and very cool artwork for the NewAge. Their boxes are, of course, always fantastic. This is I think a Terminator reference. Definitely looks like it. And this, some Nintendo-ish homages. This is a Nintendo font. This is the little NewAge special, little seal of approval. So very cool. So nice product shot there. Side, Clone Commander. And then on the back, him with sword and cape, the legendary heroes, and on the bottom, possible response, yes, no, or what, go away, please come back later. It's blanked out, so I don't know, hasta la vista, I'll be back, something. So, something like that, but very, very cool. And we'll go ahead and before we get into the toys, I just want to discuss what we get in the box. So, this guy does come with these, which actually come separate because they don't fit in the box, which is amazing. So, but it's a sprue just full of different hands, and they're all ball jointed. He's got regular fists because inside he's got a trigger fingered closed hand. These little ones go to these splayed hands, different versions of splayed hands, some like grasping or menacing splayed hands, the salute and pointing. So yeah, so you get that. You also do get several accessories in a bag. The one I will just go over now. Most of them are for robot, but you do get separate versions of the smokestacks, and they do come in two pieces, and you can install these if you'd like. But that way there, if you put this piece in here, it's slotted in a way where it's only going to fit one way. It's collapsible. So getting it out, kind of a pain without pulling the whole thing out. But you can change the degree at which the length of the stack. So that's kind of cool. And you do get the instructions. Which, pretty typical Magic Square instructions. Not too difficult to read. And then the card, just plastic, pretty nice. So it's got tech specs and stuff on there. So that's very nice quality. As far as legendary heroes, you do get a sheet of instructions as well. Same as most of them, just poster style, just one-sided instructions, pretty simple. You also do get some hands on a sprue. You get splayed and pointing, as well as some other accessories we'll look at in robot mode, and a cape, of course, we'll look at there in robot mode. But without further ado, let's just get these trucks out here. Okay, so here we have them. This is the Magic Square Pit Lord, and this is NewAge Famine. So looking pretty good. Definitely some stylistic differences there right off the bat. You can tell, but not too bad looking. As far as size, the Magic Square ends up being just a bit bigger, of course. So yeah, and he's a bit wider as well. So not a bad looking truck. I do think that I like the NewAge better. It just holds together a little nicer, and there's no gapping there really. Yeah, it is up to your preference, I guess. But this is definitely very toony, which is cool. But yeah, there's that. And just to focus a little bit more on the Pit Lord, it does have rubber tires, same as their Hound. So careful with those. And it rolls pretty well. It does also come with this extra piece, which doesn't have a place in robot mode and just comes in the bag, but it's just a hitch for the trailer. And now this kind of stinks. I mean, he doesn't come with a trailer, but presumably this is how their version of Prime will work as well. And you'll need this to attach the trailer. And it does kind of hold these pieces together a little bit. So, you know, it looks nice, but it doesn't really practically work that well. So, but yeah, he's pretty cool looking. He's fine. So, yeah. So, yeah. And he does, you know, just have the plastic wheels. And they do roll a lot better because the way they're pinned in there, the pin's a lot bigger and stuff. The rubber tires is not going to roll as well. He also has less clearance. So, but, yeah. But like I said, let's go ahead and we'll just transform him, and then we'll do some comparisons there. So, okay, so first we want to take this piece off. We'll just put that to the side, and we'll start by separating this right here. We'll also just tab in there. So, and his legs will tap together. So, and I guess we should start with the lower body. So once we got that separated, we'll lift this up. And this piece will come out. Now it does, let's see here. Okay, so this piece will detach right there, and then we'll get this moved down. Get this out of the way, and then swing this around, fold that up all the way, and we'll get his foot turned around, opened up, so you can stand. And this is on a slider, so you want to get this out of the way, get that folded in, and then open this up, open this other panel up right here, and then get it all folded in and tabbed, and then this little gas tank will move over, and there's a leg. Okay, and so for the other side, I have less of a problem here because it doesn't like to tab in there. So just get this spun around and then squeezed in, fold and fold, and get that pushed in there. Turn the foot, open it up, get the panels opened, squeeze everything in place, move the little tank. So there you have that. And now this, you got to be careful with this. The first time I transformed it back, he does come back in robot mode, but first time I transformed it back, I wasn't particularly aware that you got to pull up on this. You see some tiny little stress marks on there, but not a big deal. It's pretty thick. It doesn't go that far in there, but you know, but that will push on there. And then just turn that around. Instead of his waist like a NewAge, turn it around, it's, or the front of his crotch, it's his butt pad thing. So yeah. So there's that. Okay, and then this whole thing. You can do this, which is great. You can't really do that with the other mode. That's awesome. But yeah, so let's start separating this. So you can pull this up and it'll just go into those little grooves there. I found that it's easier doing it this way, moving that out of the way and then getting the doors open. See, there you go. That. And this part I had a little trouble with prior. Let's see if I can manage to get around it. So that backpack will tap into the shoulders. We can just get that out of the way. And then this whole piece, see if we can get the whole arm out there. So, and then that piece, little panel will pig into the side of the arm. So let's just get the arms kind of out of the way for now. And then trying to get this piece up is tricky as you can. See, it'll all separate there. There we go. So this whole piece attaches, and it's kind of clever how they do this, but this whole piece kind of attaches in between the panels, and you can see he's kind of just exploded right now. So I'll start cleaning up, fold that in, and fold this in here. Actually, we need to turn that first. So turn this all the way. Fold and fold and fold. There we go. Open up the chest to reveal other windows, more tune accurate type windows back there. And try to get the arms out of the way so we can fold this whole piece back. And there's his head. And you want to lift this up and it will push in. See, it's like kind of on a slider there. That'll allow you to bring his head up. So then you want to rotate this. This will turn around. That's where the matrix goes. Flip these, actually. I'm going to flip these first. Then push this all in. That way you can get these in there like that. And then, as far as the backpack, open all these pieces up, turn that around, and then bring these so the tires are facing inward, and bring them up like that, and they'll fold up in there. And they're kind of on a slider, so they'll slide up. You can see there's a little slider right there. So it'll slide up after you kind of push them in. So there you go. There's that. And you want to get this folded up and in. You want to kind of fold it so it goes over that piece. There we go. And then that'll all clip in place. Sorry. So, sorry, that wasn't on camera here. Let's just raise this up just a little bit. And of course, just the arms now. So, turn those around, and his hand is hiding in there. And just fold this up, and then it'll just go into place there. There you go. So there you have him. And yeah, he looks really good, actually. I really dig it. It's a good looking Nemesis. Definitely got that G1 aesthetic for the head and the face. So yeah, looks really good. Just be careful when you're manipulating the head here. These are pretty soft, so they will bend on you. But yeah, it's got the typical Magic Square hand, like that open trigger finger. But yeah, very clean leg and backpack. The backpack is great. Really, really cleans up nice. You know, quality looking toy for sure. Very, very cool. Now, as far as those accessories here, you do get his gun. So you give him that. Pretty big, but not too bad. He does come with an axe, and like I said, the smokestacks here. He does come with an alternate head, which is really cool, like all cracked and stuff, which is neat. Kind of the dead head look, so I don't know why, you know, he's not all black and gray. This is definitely Nemesis, so I'm not sure why he comes with that head, but he does come with it. It's kind of cool. So, and of course the teeny tiny matrix. So, just painted on the one side. And I haven't tried, but let's go ahead and do it. We'll do it live. Here we go. There it is. It's in there. So, and you can just store it in there. It'll stay in there in vehicle mode as well. So, there's enough clearance there. So, and it's nice how they've done this. You do have that shape, just because the panels are turned around, and you've got this little piece here holding it all together. So, it's cool. It's neat little bit of engineering they did with this guy, for sure. Now, as far as the switching out the hands, it's really simple. I don't want to switch out the head because it is really tightly on there. I wish it came kind of with, like, just with the screw, so you could loosen it instead of messing with the ball joint. But he doesn't. But you just want to open the hand up and pop out the ball joint, and you can pop this in. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And it's very big axe as well. Cool looking. Teal. Wish it was red, but it's teal. And because it's on a ball joint, you kind of got a lot of articulation there with that. As far as that articulation, you do have rotation on the hand. It is on a ball joint, but it just doesn't have a lot of room to move it around outside of just turning. But you know, shoulders go all the way. He does have a little bit of forward motion, that elbow, waist. He's got the bow he can totally do, as well as like lay down and snipe type movement. The legs will go up this much. Instead of having the whole hip skirt move, it's just this part of it. So I don't know if it'll go further than that, and I don't really want to try, but it's not a very high kick. But it is what it is. And then this, it doesn't really move out of the way to go backward either, but you do have the hip skirt that'll move out of the way this way, give them the full splits. So you do that. Rotation right there. Double jointed knee, which is good. You know, toes will do all the toe stuff. So very cool, very good articulation. Yeah, very good looking toy. They did pretty good. So we'll see how this other guy stacks up. Okay, so here we have Famine, NewAge, their version. And again, really clean on the back. Nice cleanup on the legs. Yeah, good looking bot for sure. A little bit more stylized, not quite as tuned, but absolutely very idealized looking version of Nemesis. Very menacing, even though that does appear to just be the regular head sculpt they used for Ultra Magnus. But yeah, really fairly good looking. And of course the clear windows and the little bits of paint there. Of course he does have that double chest, which from certain angles doesn't look great, but most of the time goes unnoticed, I think. So especially with the black, it really helps hide all that. So really good looking. And of course, as I mentioned, he comes with all of his accessories as well. Those pointer fingers on sprues, and his aren't on a ball joint, so they will just easily come off. But if you wanted to, you can give him his Energon axe, this time in red, and it does seem more appropriately sized for him. And his gun, which is quite a bit smaller, but again, more appropriately sized. Maybe could be just a tad bit bigger, but definitely more appropriately sized. And as far as articulation for this guy, he's got a ton, maybe 1 or 2 points more, because the head can go forward and back and kind of up a little bit and down a little bit. So aside from that, pretty much everything this guy has. He does have way more kick forward and back because he's got those hip skirts that move. So there is that. But, you know, as far as knee, elbow, I think he's got a little less, but it is the 90 degrees. So, and then the waist, he's got that same mechanism there. And the arms don't really go forward much, but he does have this extra bend up here so that you could still hold the matrix or hold his arm in front of his chest that way. So yeah, and he does come with the matrix already kind of installed in there. Oh, taking a look at that, and it's red. So yeah, very cool. And you know, I thought that this, because of the way the legs work, I did think that this was the Ultra Magnus mold, but this section of the chest is exactly like Optimus. So I have to double check that. So, but yeah, as far as accessories, he's got all that, and he does have his awesome cape. You know, that's just in that one piece. I think this is the same cape that came with the clear version of Starscream. I could be wrong. I don't actually have that one on hand, but yeah, you could do that with it. So, and he does come with a sword. So let's do that. Give him his cool sword. And he's got a sword and an axe. That's pretty cool. So we'll bring them. Oh, this piece just came right off. We'll bring them both in for comparison, and you can see Magic Square is quite a bit bigger. So yeah, but they both look really good, and it's kind of up to you where your aesthetic lies, because a lot of the detailing is almost identical, just in their own different versions. He does not have that big old rectangle piece that's in the middle, but overall, I think the chest from the front looks better here, and it might just be because of the clear plastic, but maybe just the shape as well. This guy, like I said, very, very tune accurate. You know, he didn't appear in the show, but but as far as their version of Prime, I think might have won that war. But you know, it's what you want out of your figures ultimately. He does come with the cooler accessories, that's for sure. So yeah, so we'll just do a couple of additional comparisons, and then I'll just give you my final thoughts here. Okay, so I brought in some other guys here. Do a little comparison. So here they are with Iron Factory, their version of Nemesis. And he's a lot bigger. He's a big super mode. It's based on their God Jinrai, but he's got the cape and the sword. So, you know, very cool. I got like literally all of his weapons mounted on him, so he's kind of a beast right now. And let's see who else we got here. We can bring in this guy too, as I think a Toy World version. I think this is Toy World. Yeah, but yeah, big improvement from there. So yeah, very, very cool. And finally, I just want to do just a little highlight on Famine here. I'm just going to take the cape off for right now because it's a little distracting. But as far as this guy's concerned, in the mold, here he is with Lusulu. You can see that the chest is completely different. So, and then the head is also different, which is really cool, and the smokestacks as well. He's definitely got more of a menacing face and more menacing smokestacks, as well as that regular Prime chest. And as far as the waist piece, that's a completely new mold as well. So right there. So it's interesting. The legs are pretty much the same. They transform in the same exact way, and they're pretty much the same mold. So that's kind of where I thought those comparisons were. And you can see the backpack too. He still has this hole here on the back, so that would have worked for this mold, but they swapped that around, so it's a little bit neater looking. And of course, this has to pull double duty because that's the back for the Ultra Magnus mode, or Delta Magnus mode in his case. But yeah, very cool. Sword is the same. So, but yeah, very, very cool. And here he is with Prime, or David, just to see comparison there. And he's got the same chest. So it looks like a combination of both. But again, the head is different, smokestacks are different, waist piece is different. So there is that as well. So back to the question at hand here. Who's the winner here? Who's really ahead in the race? And I think, you know, I think it's entirely up to your aesthetic, you know. This guy is $60. This is $100. So, you know, if it's purely budgetary, this is a really great Prime to get. Nemesis Prime to get. So, and if you wanted to wait for Prime to get this mold, cool. But you can see where the money goes here with the NewAge stuff. Quality is definitely there, and I can guarantee you that this is the same head they'll use for their Prime. So, you know, there's that. But whichever one you go with, they're awesome. They're awesome toys. And whichever version you get of either of these guys, whether it's you know, the shattered glass version of Optimus, or you know, the actual David, or even you know, a version of this guy. This is an awesome mold, and this is really cool. I wish I still had the later, their last version of Prime, but I can already tell this is way, way better than it was. So they really did a good job with it. And I forgot to mention these will move. So in truck mode, they can kind of sit forward a little bit more and sit back a little bit more in robot mode. But yeah, very, very cool. Just to see how big the chest compartment is. I don't know. We'll just check it out. Get matrices are about the same. This looks cool though. So yeah, yeah. At the end of the day, they're both really fantastic, really great. I'm super happy with both of them, and yeah. Let me know what you guys think if you guys are picking up a Pit Lord or Famine over here. Let me know what you think of the toys, what you think of the review, and I will catch you guys next time.